What's up, everybody? Alex here with part 3 of my Spring Pickups video series. Today we are going to cover media and electronics. If you missed parts 1 or 2, check out the links in the description below. Alright, let's dive in. First off, got a handful of books that I thought were pretty interesting. This one just looks to be a generic dinosaurs book, but if we look at the spine, it's actually by my favorite author of dinosaur books, Dougal Dixon. If you've been watching my previous pickup videos, I mentioned that he wrote some of my favorite childhood books, like The New Dinosaurs, and I will basically buy anything that he has written. So, glad to add another one to the collection. Next, got a novel called Tyrannosaur Canyon by an author named Douglas Preston. So, I wasn't familiar with him offhand, but the synopsis sounds pretty interesting. A lot of the comments in the back are raving about it. One says, if John Grisham had written Jurassic Park, he couldn't do better than Tyrannosaur Canyon. And I looked into it a little more, and I realized that this author wrote another book that I liked called Relic, which was the basis for the movie The Relic, which is one of my favorite sci-fi movies. So, definitely excited to read that. And then this, I was shocked to find at my local Goodwill. It's Tomie by Junji Ito, and it was just $2.99. And if you're not familiar, this is a very dark, scary manga volume. He's written other books that you may have heard of, like, I know he did Uzumaki, Gyo, or Fragments of Horror. And I've had this on my Amazon wishlist for years, so $3 was a no-brainer. That's it for the books, but let's jump over to some vinyl. I generally don't really collect vinyl, but if I see stuff that's by artists I really like or has really cool artwork and it's cheap, I'll pick it up. So, a perfect example of this is this Sounds to Make You Shiver. It's just kind of like a generic vinyl. It says side 1 is A Night in a Haunted House, and side 2 has A Witch Laughed, Count Dracula and His Victim, Screams, etc., etc. But I just thought this artwork was really, really cool. I'll probably frame this, to be honest. It is a little dinged up, unfortunately, but it was cheap, and it's just really, really cool art. Moving on, I got a comedy vinyl by Rodney Dangerfield, who, has sadly passed away, but I loved his stuff growing up, and his cameo on The Simpsons. You may know him as Larry Burns, Montgomery Burns' long-lost son, if you're a Simpsons fan. But, yeah, I thought this would be fun to listen to. And then, it's not a vinyl, but mixed in with the vinyl, I found a Laserdisc of The Rocketeer, the very cool Disney movie from, I believe it was the mid-90s. Let's see if there's a year. No. It was early mid-90s, I think. But anyway, very cool movie, and I love Laserdiscs, so just $1.99 on that. Then continuing on with discontinued media, I guess, we have a couple of VHS. So I got Amityville Dollhouse, and it is sealed, like brand new and sealed. I've seen the original Amityville Horror, but I'm not familiar with this one, so I think it might be one of the later, maybe even direct-to-video sequels or something. But it was just 99 cents at Savers. And also found something I've actually been looking for, Jurassic Park 3 on VHS, again for 99 cents. So I have, of course, the first two from when I was a child, and I actually have the widescreen editions. But from what I understand, Jurassic Park 3 was only released in full frame on VHS. But I had to complete the trilogy, so for 99 cents, I'm not going to pass that up. And then these are not actually VHS, but they are really cool book-styled VHS cases. I thought these were really cool. So they, hopefully you can see the spines are made up to look like classic literature. I think one, yeah, it's Romeo and Juliet, Othello, and Macbeth. And they're labeled Volume 2, 3, and 4. So I've never seen these before. I'm thinking people probably hid, like, spicier tapes in these and put them on their bookshelves so their kids wouldn't find them or something. But I don't know. They were just 99 cents each, so I thought they were fun. Then, moving on, got a handful of CDs. This one I had never heard of, but sounds kind of cool. It's called Encomium, a tribute to Led Zeppelin. So it's 12 Led Zeppelin songs covered by other bands, like Four Non Blondes, Hootie and the Blowfish, Sheryl Crow, Stone Temple Pilots, Blind Melon, Big Head Todd and the Monsters. Like, yeah, kind of crazy. I mean, I love Led Zeppelin, and I like some of those bands, so hopefully it's good. Then another one, Jammin' Oldies, which is by Rhino. They're the ones that did all the compilations I loved back in high school, like the Millennium Funk Party and all that. And this has some good tracks on it, funk or disco stuff, so my kind of stuff. And then finally, I got the Star Wars Episode 3 soundtrack, which is actually the one Star Wars soundtrack I didn't own. And what's kind of neat, this one, hopefully you can see on the video there, it says it comes with an exclusive DVD, which is in the case as well. And that was just $1.99 at Savers. Then I got a couple movies. Let me show you the DVDs first here. So this is an obscure, like, sci-fi horror movie I found at the Treasure Hunt bin store for $2. It's called The Dark. And from what I read, it's about some sort of alien monster that shows up that has, like, a laser eye beam or something. It sounds terrible. But I noticed Casey Kasem, of all people, is in it. So I remember him doing, like, the American Top 40 on the radio every weekend. And I think he was the voice of Shaggy on Scooby-Doo, if I'm not mistaken. So for $2, give it a shot. Another kind of retro, older movie. This is a Warner Brothers sci-fi double feature. So it's Moon 02 and When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth. So I have seen this one from when I was a kid, and it was, you know, it's a classic. But yeah, both movies for, I think it was like $3. Well, not bad. Then got another movie I remember from my childhood called Phenomenon. It's a movie about John Travolta. It's something like on his birthday, he gets some kind of superpowers or something. And I just remember it being good. And it was only a couple bucks. And I guess, like, it is on Blu-ray, but it's out of print. So, I mean, for a movie like this, I don't care that much about the quality. But yeah, $3. And then also got the Saturday Night Live Christmas special DVD. And this is sealed. It's funny, like, we were actually trying to watch this last Christmas, and this specific special isn't streaming anywhere. So it was like, oh, I've seen the DVD at thrift stores a million times, but I never thought to buy it. So now I have it. And then got a couple Blu-rays. I actually got a couple 3D Blu-rays that I didn't already have. This is Coral Reef 3D. No idea if this is good, but it was a 3D Blu-ray for $3. And got Dinosaurs Alive 3D. I'm sure I'd enjoy this one. And I think, yeah, it says this was originally for IMAX theaters. So that's cool. This I thought was especially interesting. So this is another 3D Blu-ray, but it's a Disney 3D showcase disc. And it's actually like a UK release, but I looked it up. It is region-free. And what's kind of neat is, I don't know if you can see it on the video there, but it includes a couple classic shorts. So it has Timon and Pumbaa's 3D showcase, as well as an old Donald Duck, and I think Chip and Dale are in it too, a short called Working for Peanuts. So they're like old school 2D Disney animation in 3D. And apparently they were never released physically aside from this disc, so it's pretty collectible, I guess. And I had no idea it existed, but yeah, $3 at Savers. And then finally, I got the original Ice Age, brand new on Blu-ray. I have actually never seen this. I bought a handful of the sequels. I bought the 3D Blu-rays when I found them, at thrift stores just for the 3D collection. And I figured I would go back and get the earlier ones, and here we go. And then actually one final thing, it is a DVD set that I recently learned existed and bought the second I got a good deal on it. The Best of Soul Train! I absolutely freaking love Soul Train. If you watch my previous videos, I explained that when I was growing up, after Saturday morning cartoons, one of my local TV stations would play Soul Train, So I completely fell in love with that kind of like funk and soul music, and it's always been my favorite. And I recently learned that Time Life released this 9 DVD collection back in 2010 for like, I think it was like $160, something ridiculous. But I kept an eye on eBay, I found an auction, and I won. So this one, just volume 1 is open. Every other DVD is sealed. I won this for 28 bucks! Oh my god, I was so freaking happy. And yeah, so it just recently showed up, so I haven't actually had a chance to watch any of it, but this is going to entertain me for weeks. I am so psyched to own this. Okay, continuing on, got a handful of electronics to show you, and first, let me show you this. This thing, I had no idea what it was when I came across it at Goodwill. It just has like a USB cord sticking out, and it was $3.99, but it's this really cool kind of like pyramid inside another pyramid, and it's all like iridescent colors. It's actually a lamp. So I can't show you here, and it wouldn't show up with the other lights anyway, but it does light up, and it is just like a super, super cool effect. And again, only $4. So happy to find that. Then got a plug-and-play game of Whack-A-Mole. So I've seen these a handful of times at thrift stores, but they're always missing the hammer. And this one actually had the hammer rubber banded to the cord. So it's like, dang. You know, $2.99 plus pink tags were half off. $1.50. I'm in. Then, let's see. This, I didn't really know what this was when I first came across it, but it is an Elegoo The Most Complete Starter Kit Mega 2560 Project. So, it was $6.99. Let me crack this open and see if I can show you here. So it's basically a little electronics building kit. And it has all these, I think it said like over 200 components or something. And best I can tell, this thing is like unused. So, you know, naturally when I came across it, I did like a Google image search. And apparently this is like $60-something on Amazon. So I was like, shoot, for $7, I will check it out. And then I found the ultimate status symbol for any 80s home. A sports car themed VHS rewinder. It was $4.99, but I think I had a coupon, probably at least like 20-25% off. And I had to do it. This is just too freaking cool. I don't actually know that it works. I didn't have a chance to test it yet, but still, like, how often do you see these? That is awesome. And then one final thing that I was really excited to find is this. It is a Panasonic solid-state 3-way Shure Power radio. So, you know, why would you get excited about this? It was $10, and you can see, you know, it's got like the usual AM, FM radio. It's got a nice antenna. But wait, what's this button on the top do? It's got a built-in CRT. This is so freaking cool. And it does actually have hookups on the back. It's like the old school coax, so, or RF. So I have to get, you know, one of the like the little 2-prong adapters, but I figure I can hook up like an Atari or an NES or something, because the TV does work. I actually tested this at the store, and this is just too cool for $10. Like, how often do you see something like this? But yeah, and it's got this like little handle, so it's all portable. I think, yeah, it can run off of batteries even. But yeah, outstanding. I mean, I love CRTs and like old technology, so this was a no-brainer for me. But there we have it. Lots of cool media and electronics. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you missed parts 1 and 2, be sure to check those out. And be sure to subscribe if you want to see future videos. There's lots more on the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.